Alright. Time to get this shindig started, shall we? Let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another One Punch Man read-through. Today we are going to be going through Volume 12 of the series. Just a little bit of a recap of what happened in the last volume. The fight tournament started off. We got introduced to all the people who were fighting in the tournament. And we also saw that there were tons of monsters fighting outside that a lot of the heroes are having to deal with right now, including Garo, who was going up against Metal Bat, and Metal Bat was really holding his own, and he might have killed Garo right then and there if it wasn't for his little sister chiming in and saying, like, stop fighting, no more fighting. If it wasn't for his little sister, Metal Bat would have killed Garo right then and there. Another matter is, some of the monsters wanted to recruit Garo, and Garo ended up squashing one of them in the process, and he refused their proposal. And then we have Sentechuro, the centipede monster, gather up all the other remaining monsters that they didn't pretty much cause widespread havoc across the city that they were in. City Z or City Y, City S, I forgot which city specifically. And then it cuts back to the fighting tournament. So now we get to see what happens after the fact. Volume 12. The Strong Ones. Punches 62 through 67 with a bonus manga at the end. So let's go and get started. Ravi and Snow, good to see you as always. I just got out of a shower, so I feel extra clean. It's not like, it feels so good to be clean. You know, gotta do it on a regular. But Punch 62, a reason for seeking. And people are looking at... Oh, right, I forgot, Suryu was supposed to be looking forward to fighting Saitama as well, who's currently in the fighting tournament right now, disguised as Charanko. So, we got the crowd here in Punch 62, people looking at their programs, and the whole place is buzzing, and everyone is going... Let me raise it here just a little bit. And everyone, let me make sure you guys can see my mouth. And everyone is going, here comes the fighter, heavily favored to win. And then Sourface says, the atmosphere has changed. And Saitama goes, why? And then the announcer starts smiling. Sorry, my eyebrow is itching. You ever have one part of your face just kind of itch? Super hyped for One Punch Man. Can't wait for Kyushu to catch up with the release. Keep up the awesome work. Dude Man. I was about to call you Dud Man. My bad. Dude Man, I'm looking forward to catching up to One Punch Man completely and Jujutsu Kaisen completely. You have no idea. I've put it up for far too long because when I worked a 9-to-5 job, it made it tricky for me to be able to do this sort of thing. But now that I've left my 9-to-5 job and I'm doing my YouTube channel full time, I have more than enough time to catch up to One Punch Man. I can't wait to fully catch up and see where the story is. I can't wait. I can wait, but I can't wait to catch up to both Jujutsu Kaisen and One Punch Man. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. But Sourface says, the atmosphere has changed. And then Saitama just says, why? And then the announcer grins and says, at last, we get to see him fight again! The spectators are trembling with excitement! Suiryu approaches the ring! Kairi, welcome to the stream. I just got started on Volume 12 of One Punch Man. And I am just now starting on the first chapter of this volume. And as far as my knowledge of One Punch Man only goes as far as where the second season of the anime has gone. So once I get past that point in these volumes, I'll be in uncharted territory for One Punch Man, just like I'm in uncharted territory for Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's keep going. Suiryu approaches the ring! And then the crowd is going, beat him up, go Suiryu! His opponent just delivered an overwhelming defeat to Ring Lightning Max! And then it shows Suiryu grinning in his face with Lightning Max thinking, he has quite the reputation, but is he better than me? No. Remember. And then Suiryu looks at him, and then Lightning Max remembers when he faced off against the Deep Sea King, which was pretty much one of the strongest people he's ever faced before. Remember who you must really overcome. And then he sees Suryu, but he also sees the visage of the Deep Sea King right behind Suryu. Compared to that monster, you're puny. I'm aiming for a whole other plane. I must grow stronger so I can protect others as a hero. Unlucky for you, I view you as a worthy target for testing a new anti-monster technique. And it shows Suryu kind of bowing to him going, "Oh, so you're a pro hero with lofty ambitions, huh? Well, everyone has a reason for seeking strength." And then the announcer goes, "Ready!" And then Lightning Max cracks his knuckles and gets ready. Fight! And Suryu doesn't move as Lightning Max rushes him. Lightning! And it shows Lightning Max doing somersaults and tumbles and running towards Suryu and flipping to him in the air. Big wheel double axe kick! Goes Lightning Max. But he is immediately blindsided by Suryu cracking him directly in the neck. Now, he doesn't kill him, but Suryu catches him mid-flip and just delivers a swift kick to his neck in an instant before Lightning Max could even react. And then Suryu goes, "The reason I sought strength." And then just kicks him all the way to the other side of the ring, instantly. Lightning Max is just out. He caught this dude in the neck, made him spit out a little bit of blood from the force of the blow, and then just kicked the guy all the way to the other side of the arena. And Lightning Max just lays there unconscious as all the spectators just saw this and look in silence. And all the fighters who are still present notice this, and they all respond in shock and said, instead of, Bazuzu, what is his name? Bakuzan. Except for Bakuzan, who doesn't show any facial expression. Everyone looks surprised except for Bakuzan and obviously Saitama, because it's Saitama. But Suryu says, "The reason I sought strength was so I could glide through life easily. Sorry, but I'm stronger." And then everyone is cheering for him. And then Genos is in the crowd going, thinking to himself, "He defeated a Class A hero with one kick. The announcer said he had not participated for a while, but he wants the prize money. I suppose some phenomenal fighters are living anonymously in everyday society. Are there many people who are stronger than professional heroes? There must be. Not everyone who excels in combat uses that ability in life. Even Master Saitama once operated in total obscurity. There may be many more like him. I doubt any are at Master Saitama's level, but that man is considerably strong. He may satisfy Master's desire to experience martial arts. But I am still not sure." And then it cuts to Sourface as he goes, Did you see that kick, Churako?" "Yeah, what's the big deal?" "Why is he so calm? 'Cause he's a newbie?" And then it cuts to the announcer as he goes, "The crowd is still going wild, and now for the next fight. The winner will face Suryu in the next round. Benpats of the Bad Road School versus Snake Bike Fist Snack." And then it cuts to Benpats as he goes, "A classy hero, You look weak." And then it cuts to Snake thinking to himself, "Suryu beat Lightning Max, so beating him might raise my ranking. Here goes. I'll teach him not to sneer at a pro hero." And then it cuts to someone breaking into the sound room going, "Hey, security just informed me. There's an evacuation alert. Monsters have appeared." And then the announcer goes, "Seriously?" And then some other people who are in the sound room with this guy are going, "The crowd must have drowned out the warning. We gotta make an announcement. Where's the disaster manual?" "But what about the tournament? We'll have to cancel it and give a refund for the tickets." "No, don't. Imagine the mess that would cause." And then, no. I was presumptions. And someone says, "No, don't. Imagine the mess that would cause." "Who are you?" "Bakuzan? You were listening? Monsters have appeared, so... There's no need to evacuate. This place is full of martial artists. If any monsters come, I'll handle it. And then Jenel starts to get an alert on his phone. The Heroes Association reports multiple monsters. Why so many? In City C, too. City C, not City D, S, or the ones I got wrong at the beginning. City C. In City C, too. But the threat level is unclear. Should I tell Master? No, he is focusing before his big match. I will go myself. I will not let monsters interrupt the tournament. A few weak monsters are no problem. I will exterminate them immediately. And then it shows Genos as he's preparing to go outside the arena to fight. And then we cut back to Snek. And actually, that was the end. I gotta pay attention to these panels so I don't miss when the chapters start. That was the end of Punch 62. Onwards to Punch 63, Games and Combat. And we cut to Snek. Snake bite fists. That stunts is just a bluff. You're the lowest ranking hero. Take this Battle Road School esoteric full-on face punch. And then Snake starts doing a hand stance and starts moving his hand in a circular motion as if it's a snake weaving around the arm of Benpats. And then he catches Benpats' hand and proceeds to grip his arm so hard that it feels like it's an actual snake gripping his arm. Go! You're strong! I'm the lowest ranking hero in Class A. And then it shows Benpats looking at Snake's fist as he's preparing to hit Benpats. And he goes, no, wait! Fake out the punch! As it shows Snake directly in front of Benpats trying to fake him out with a feint. But Snake ain't having it and delivers a massive snake-like blow to his midsection, causing Benpats to get shoved halfway across the arena as he starts to stagger and stumble towards the end, literally coughing up fluid from his stomach. I don't want to get too graphic, but he's like just coughing up spit and everything because Snake hit him so hard. And the announcer's watching, Sourface is watching, and then it shows Benpats, who's near the edge of the arena, going, what the heck? You're not weak at all! You fool me! And then Benpats falls to the ground, unconscious, as the announcer goes, Snack wins! And then it shows Snack as he's standing there as everyone's cheering for him. I wish I were that strong. But reality is disappointing. The top heroes on the battlefield are absolute monsters. And then it cuts to Genos in one singular page panel going, Incinerate. Winter Lemonade, welcome! We are currently on Punch 63 of the 12th volume of One Punch Man. If you don't know, I'm going through every single volume of One Punch Man as I'm working on catching up to the series. Because I've only gone as far as the anime has gone, and I'm currently in the middle of where this second season of the anime is. So once I get past that, those are unknown chapters to me because I haven't been reading One Punch Man at all, so I absolutely have no idea what's going on in the story, which is why I'm working on catching up, just in case you didn't know. But it shows Genos going, Incinerate, as he pretty much just explodes an entire section of the street he's in. It's Demon Cyborg! Cool, give me your autograph! He wasted that monster in no time. We're saved! Demon Cyborg! And then it cuts to a civilian woman saying, Demon Cyborg, there's another monster that way. I was running away from one over there. One is rampaging that way too. I saw fallen police officers. That's where the monsters must be. One is grinning and swinging around a sword. It was demolishing a building. No one can stop it. It was like a giant cockroach. How many volumes do I have? Every single one that's currently, it's on my shelf up there at the top. Every single one that's been officially published in English. Am I the only one that thinks that Snake sometimes is a hater? When people don't acknowledge him, I believe so. But all the physical volumes of One Punch Man that are currently available right now, that currently go up to volume 23. That's as far as that's basically all of the issues of One Punch Man released in the US officially. So I have them all. But Genos is being told, no, the reason it's so violent there is... And then we cut to Hero Association Division C as one of the attendees, one of the employees goes, a message from Demon Cyborg. And then one says, what? Put him through! Genos, where are you? I am in City C, near the stadium. What is happening? Monsters are appearing everywhere, with 7 spotted in City C. I just eradicated one. Where are the others? Understood. I'll guide you to the one by... And then it shows Bazuzu getting hit with electricity as it cuts back to the fighting tournament. As the announcer goes, a blow charged with electricity immediately knocked out Bazuzu. Boltane wins with his supercharged constitution. Then it cuts to Genos as he hits a monster directly in the face with high voltage fist with an electricity based attack of his own. And then it shows the charred, super electrocuted remains of this monster as its whole body was electrocuted from the inside and it's bubbling and smoking from the amount of force that Genos just poured into it as he lands and says, next. And then it shows a person getting punched repeatedly in the face. We're going back and forth between Genos fighting monsters and people fighting in the tournament. And it shows someone getting barraged with tons of punches as the announcer goes, Gatling superfast punches have finally failed Hamukichi, but the school of gentle self-defense proved tough. Gatling will enter his next match with considerable injuries. And then it cuts to Genos as he uses machine gun blows as he proceeds to rapidly demolish a multi-eyed monster and just obliterate its entire upper half of its body with a barrage of punches, as he just says, next. Then it shows another person who apparently was flattened into the ground in the fighting tournament. Dave opened with an explosive body press, leaving Rosie no time to probe his opponent's mind, which we kind of expected. And it shows Rosie in a crater left by Dave. Dave, just a regular fighter Dave. He's just a big fat guy that just pressed Rosie into the ground, just squashed him, and that was it. And then it cuts to Genos outside as he's launching himself high above a monster with Rocket Stomp, and he uses boosters in his shoulders and arms to propel himself towards the ground with enough force to basically just squash the monster he was under completely. So the moves that the fighting tournament is doing are some of the moves that Genos is unknowingly doing as well, as he's fighting all these monsters, as he continues to say, next. And then it cuts back to the fighting tournament again. Chose is tough. His violence was a declaration of candidacy to be champ. He didn't even allow Mentai time to give up. Good thing the ref intervened. What a vicious fighter! And then it shows, don't remember this back and forth in the anime? See, that's the difference. The manga will do things, and the anime will do things. That's why the manga is the way to go, except if you're going by the 1,000-Year Blood War arc for Bleach, because the 1,000-Year Blood War arc in Bleach for the anime is going to be far better than the one in the manga, because Kubo is going to make it the definitive version that he actually wanted that the manga didn't show. So sometimes the anime is better, sometimes the manga is better. And you can notice when it comes to the anime and manga, some things are just changed up for, I don't know, TV guidelines or time frame guidelines. I don't know. I can't really remember the second season of the anime, just bits and pieces. I don't think I remember the back and forth between Genos and the fighters either. I may have to rewatch it again just to see. But it shows Chose going as he's pulling on his gloves. Then it shows Genos holding another monster by the throat as he goes, where did that other monster go? Tell me you'll suffer until you cease to exist. The choice is yours.
Ah, I'll answer.
And then it cuts back to the fighting tournament as it faces off against Giga Pro's West Wrestling Jakumen versus Sourface as the announcer goes, Giga Pro Wrestling's Jakumen versus Sourface's Sourface Style Kempo. Both are new to the Super Fight. And then it shows Saitama as he goes, good luck, Sourface. And Sourface just goes, shut up! That was big, second best, so I'm gonna win. And then he looks at Jakumen, who's just a big, massive guy, and Sourface is thinking, he's big. His arms are huge. No, I'm stronger, probably. Just remember your training. That guy's... And then it shows Jakumen as he's thinking his own thoughts, and he's thinking, that guy's face freaks me out. I hope we can all be friends afterwards. And then it cuts to someone preparing to get ripped apart in the city as someone says, someone help! As it shows a monster with faces all over its body. Kind of reminds me of Melzargard. These names are gonna butcher me so badly. Melzargard, during the whole Boros incident, it looks like him, but he's just got faces all over his body and he's using knives as he's preparing to cut someone down as he goes, I'm taking your face. Threat level demon, Face Ripper. And then there's a massive light that envelops him, and there's a massive explosion at the point of Face Ripper as Genos steps through the smoke going, I have found you. I will incinerate you. And then it shows a civilian who is about to be chopped up, running away as he's screaming, and then Face Ripper goes, oh, hey, a famous guy. Genos, can I take your face too? And it shows Face Ripper with this really crazy look on his face, and I think he's grinning so hard that his gums are actually ripping, like he's making his face peel up so hard that his gums where his teeth are bleeding. And I don't think that's from the force of the blow that Genos hit him with. He's just grinning so hard that his mouth is actually slightly splitting apart. And then it shows Face Ripper is actually crazy fast because he's directly next to Genos as one of his knives just barely manages to cut off Genos' face. And it shows another panel of Genos dodging away from all these slashes as he thinks, he is fast. Then it shows Face Ripper spinning the massive knives in his hands as he's trying to clash with Genos, and Genos is blocking it. And in the process of it, Genos starts to receive damage on his arms. Like cuts start to appear all over his arms, and it starts to chip away at him. And it shows Face Ripper trying his best to cut into Genos again, and he winds up breaking Genos' left arm all the way down with all the constant cuts. And then as Genos goes to block a hit, Face Ripper tries to stab down into him, but Genos jumps away. How you like my knife handling? While guarding myself perfectly, I shave away at my opponent's flesh. And then Genos just goes, then I'll just fry you after. And before Genos can say anything, Face Ripper just basically slams his knife on the head of Genos. And then Face Ripper is just laughing crazily, going, you hesitated, which gave me an opening. But then it shows one of Face Ripper's knives that he also used to hit Genos in the head just immediately break apart in his hands. Huh? My knife! And then Face Ripper's face is grabbed by Genos' still functioning arm as he goes, after I let you aim for my hard head and create an opening, now die. And it shows that same arm, that same hand that he's holding Face Ripper's head on, he just causes it to implode. He just blows up Face Ripper's entire face. And then it cuts back to, and the explosion is so large, you can actually see it from the stadium in one of these panels here. Also, if you want to know if you want to follow along to where I'm reading, either go to the official Viz site, Viz Shonen Jump site, or website of your choosing. But the explosion is large enough to be seen from the stadium, and then it cuts back to the announcer going, Jakumen taps out! Sourface's chokehold was too much for him! The athletes are now trading compliments! What wonderful sportsmanship! Then it cuts back to Hero Association in City C. Only one monster is left. Genos cleaned up City C in no time.
Class S Genos is incredibly powerful.
And then they keep telling him, go 2 kilometers northwest to join the other heroes presently engaged in battle. Then it cuts to an alleyway and numerous downed heroes. As Genos makes his way over, and he finds them and he goes, can you talk? And then one says, it was a super fast cockroach monster. If you look away, he gets behind you. Then it shows the cockroach monster standing right where Genos is. A Class S hero, huh? Do you hate cockroaches too? I warn you, I'm strong. Threat level demon, Roach Awakening. I dislike cockroaches, but I loathe insect monsters. You're the last monster, Genos thinks to himself. If I finish him quickly, I could still watch Master's match. Stay calm. Carelessness is dangerous. Concentrate on the enemy before you and defeat them with all of your strength. That is what Master does. And then it cuts back to Saitama, back at the tournament, as he's coming back to Sourface as he goes, Sourface, did you win? Weren't you watching, Jiranko? I was awesome! I went to the toilet. You jerk! But watch out for your next opponent, cause he loves to crush inferior fighters. You don't stand a chance. You should forfeit. And then Saitama's not listening to him as he's trying to fix his belt as Sourface is screaming, ain't you listening to me? I undid my belt to pee and forgot how to tie it. Saitama thinks to himself. Our next fight is Chiranko, who defeated Zakos, versus Bakuzen, the reigning 2-time champ. I hope I didn't miss a point where it goes into the next one. No, I didn't. I'm still good. Bakuzen's fights turn into bloodbaths with his opponents. Will he turn this into another gruesome show with his dark hell-killing jutsu? A stretcher and a medic await at ringside, and even the ref looks nervous. I gotta stop this fight fast, thinks the ref. And then it cuts to Bakuzen as he goes, there are too many weaklings here, so it's like I'm giving lessons to unprepared losers. Martial arts is about trading blows. It isn't sport, it's life or death. Hey you, concentrate your every nerve on defense. Otherwise, this is your last moment in One Piece. Now, mind you, yo, Looney, what's going on? We are currently on Punch 63 of the 12th volume of One Punch Man, but I'm about to get to Punch 64 after this one page. Bakuzen issues this warning to Saitama, but Saitama is just so distracted with his belt that he keeps looking up. He's just messing with it, and he just goes, huh? And then he keeps messing with his belt, and then he just says, I guess that'll do. And then Bakuzen is just thinking, I'm gonna kill him. And that is the end of Punch 63. Onwards to Punch 64, Limit. And then the ref says, ready, fight! And then the announcer goes, it begins! Bakuzen makes his move! How will Chiranko fight such a demon? And then it cuts to Bakuzen as he's thinking, he isn't defending. What the? He's leaving himself totally open. And then it cuts to Bakuzen walking towards Saitama as he goes, hey, are you a noob without any experience? Or have you frozen up in fear? Or do you lack the skill for an opening stance? And then it cuts to the announcer, he's still going, whoa, Bakuzen is closing in! Anyway, when a guy like you stands before me, I take it as an insult. And then Saitama goes, yeah, this is my first time. Show me what you got. Sure, I'll give you a real execution. But first, let me explain the damage I'll do. First, your legs. My demon sweeper low kick crushes bones so you never stand again. And he's demonstrating by aiming his kicks at where he's gonna injure Saitama. Then your arm. After my bear killer mid-kick, you won't even be able to hold a pencil again. Then your guts. My carnage punch will send them flying. And last, your head. Hey, as he chops into the wig that Saitama's wearing, and you know how he is about the wig. He doesn't really like anyone touching it.
My hell-bringing hand chop will split your skull, so kiss this world goodbye.
And then it shows Saitama as he just casually punches Bakuzen, sending him careening into the sky, going, "Don't touch my head." He just one-shot Bakuzen and sent him flying outside of the ring. Now, he's still in the stadium, but he got sent outside of the ring. And everyone is silent as the announcer goes, "Oops, he fell outside the ring." And then all the people are just dead silent. And then Saitama just goes, "Oh man, another blowout." And it shows Bakuzen, whose body is just head first into the ground, straight up, feet up in the air, arms next to his side, just like he's standing upright, but he's upside down, head first into the ground. I don't know why, but that sort of position where someone is just stiff in the ground, upside down, head first in there, is one of the funniest things I have ever seen in manga or anime or any sort of media. It is funny. It's not like the body just goes limp and then it's just all over the place. The body is just stiff in the ground. That's one of the funniest tropes I've seen ever. It always makes me laugh. "The match is over! Doctor, get the stretcher!" And then the announcer is just looking utterly shocked as he goes, "What a stunning upset! Bakuzen was a favorite for the title, but Choranko destroyed them." And then it shows Sourface, whose face goes from looking sour to looking like handsome Squidward. Literally, his face just went from to being like, as he's looking surprised, he looks like handsome Squidward in this panel. And then it shows Suiryu over off to the side, listening in as he goes, "And just one punch again? I think I'll do that too." And then it cuts to the people inside the booth going, "Bakuzen said he would fight monsters, but he's out in his first match? Who is this Choranko? We don't have stats on him." Researcher Mr. Ignoramus is here to explain the monster outbreak as it cuts to people on TV. "Why are so many monsters appearing? Yeah, what a shock. So many monsters and all at once. Yes, why is that? Good question. There's got to be a reason." "Like what, Professor?" "Monsters are scary. Good luck, heroes." "Throw this dimwit out!" Why is it whenever they bring someone on the news, they say, like, "We have no information. That's all I can say." And it's like, why did you even come on the show if you have absolutely nothing of value to say? That seems to be a running gag in One Punch Man when someone who's supposed to be intelligent comes up on the news and they have absolutely nothing worthwhile to mention and they immediately get kicked out. And it cuts to the newscaster going, "I just received an update. The Class A hero Lightning Genji is seriously injured due to a monster attack. Earlier, a monster defeated Class A hero Heavy Kong. The Hero Association has dispatched Class S heroes, but..." And then it cuts to the kid that is always reading the book about Class Pro Heroes that Garo been wanting to borrow all this time. And it cuts to the kid going,
"What? Another update?"
"Oh wait, no, this is the kid getting scared." And then the news anchor goes, "What? Another update? Class S hero Metalbat is injured and unconscious. Stay tuned for further information." "Oh dear, will our lives ever return to normal?" And it just shows the unibrow kid just looking surprised and scared. Then it cuts back to the city where the rock star, the Mohawk guy, and the other guy were taking care of the rich father and son. As some people are saying, "Hey, hang in there. Wake up, Mohican." And he wakes up, standing over some people from the Hero Association, as he goes, "Oh, careful, your arm is broken." What happened? "A rhinoceros beat me. Wasn't the centipede monster the only one? There was a man and his son here. Do you know where the son is?" And Mohican doesn't say anything. Then we cut back to the Heroes Association main headquarters as we get Narinki and Waganma. Narinki is a Hero Association executive. Monsters have abducted his son Waganma. "This is awful! What do the monsters want?" "There may be a connection between the monster outbreak and the boy's abduction." The boys. But we lack information, so how can we act?
Mr. Narinki's contributions cover 7% of our expenses, so we mustn't lose his trust. Rescuing his son is our top priority.
We must devote our best forces to getting him back. Muster the high-ranking heroes.
But if we do that, what about the monsters? And no one else says anything, because they're really in a very tough position, because all the other heroes are just facing off against monsters. They don't have anyone to spare, as they say, we don't have enough heroes! Then it cuts to Roach Awakening, who's fighting Genos, and he keeps catching, and he's blocking Genos' punches effortlessly. Genos attempts to incinerate him, but Roach Awakening keeps dodging every single one of the blasts. And the blasts are kind of causing a lot of collateral damage. I'm going to be honest. Genos is doing his best to take on Roach Awakening, but the resounding collateral damage is starting to cover a big, sizable chunk of the city. And it shows him clashing with Roach Awakening. And then it shows Roach Awakening going, "Is that it?" And Genos tries to punch him, but Roach Awakening jumps and flies away, and then hits the ground and then skitters away like an actual roach, laughing.
Look, I'm over here.
And then Genos tries to blast him in the direction, but Roach Awakening is so fast that before Genos can fully finish the attack, Roach is directly right next to his hand, as if to say, you're blasting over there, but I'm right in front of you. And then proceeds to barrage Genos with a whole bunch of blows that completely floors him. And as Genos is skidding across the ground, he uses that same momentum to try and blast Roach Awakening again, but he jumps away. Genos rights himself and is thinking, I cannot keep up. He is fast, and my eyes cannot follow his unusual movement. I tried to catch him, but he moves all over, and he slips up, and he slips between buildings. He evades broad blasts by moving overhead, then uses the smoke to hide another attack. And then it cuts to Genos stopping, and then he says, I did not want to use this, but I have no choice.
Gonna try a special move? A scattered blast? A sharp blade? Or lasers from your eyes? Even shooting at the speed of light won't hit me, because I see your intended move first. Even if you lay down random fire, you won't hit me.
And then Genos just goes, I did not want to equip myself with this, but Dr. Kusuno was right. I will not grow if I cannot face superior opponents.
Is it really strong, or is he bluffing? A tracking missile? Poisonous gas? It's not pesticide, is it?
And then Roach doesn't say anything, and he's standing there waiting, and he just goes,
I'm done with this.
And then Genos is just looking up at him as he says,
I damaged you. Another monster can finish you. There are monsters all over now, and they'll teach you despair. Goodbye.
And then it shows him speeding away from sight as he leaves. Then Genos just waits. And then Roach Awakening comes back and he says,
Goodbye again, demon cyborg.
As he appears right behind Genos and tries to, blindside him. But then there's a squish sound as Roach Awakening goes,
I can't move.
And then it shows that Roach Awakening has just been caught in like a classic sticky bug trap, just on the ground.
What is this?
And it shows that there's a fluid that's coming out of the heels of Genos. It is an instantaneous super strength adhesive. I keep it in case of sudden ninja attacks. Specifically, he's meaning Speed of Sound Sonic. Using it means I must admit that my opponent is faster, so it aggravates me.
What are you blabbling about?
Never mind. Incinerate! And then he pretty much just point blanks hits Roach Awakening with Incinerate with a blast large enough to eclipse many of the buildings in the far distance, leaving only the feet behind. That's such a SpongeBob thing to happen. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Genos goes, he sacrificed his legs to escape, but his injuries are still fatal. Anyway, he is gone now, so I will return to the stadium. I removed the monsters quickly, so maybe I can still see Master's match. And then something starts beeping in Genos as he goes, Something approaches at high speed. Is it Roach again? No, this is different. And it shows a whip. This is different. And then it cuts to another location, and it shows a whip crackling around the area. As many members of the Blizzard Bunch that were taken over by the one monster, I forget what her name is, Monster S or whatever her name is, the one that's in like the scantily clad, skimpy gear with the whip, she has more members of the Blizzard Bunch under her control. As she's fighting a terrible, as she's fighting Hellish Blizzard. As Blizzard goes,
I can't believe you guys. You fell under her spell.
And then it cuts to the monster as she goes,
You're cute when you're upset, but talking to them won't help. Is it so hard to believe? Did you think your bond with them was stronger? Sorry, but they're my slaves now. How does it feel to lose your minions?
As it shows the Blizzard Bunch, mind-controlled, launching at Blizzard.
Fight back or die, and don't hold back against your former team. How pitiful. In that case, I'll let you join them.
Her name is Super S, not Monster S, but Super S.
Be Super S's slave in death.
And it shows her getting whipped by Blizzard, but Blizzard is using her own powers to keep the whip from actually physically touching her.
That stings. I shouldn't underestimate it. But if I concentrate on her whip, I can't defend against the brainwashed heroes.
And then it cuts back to Saitama when he spoke to her, going, You won't last long. You gather underlings for strength, but someday you'll face an opponent so strong that they won't help. And then she says,
Enough already!
And then all of a sudden she takes her power and she envelops herself with it and then sends it outwards and grips all of the members of the Blizzard Bunch that are currently around her. And Super S goes,
Yes, immobilizing them was your only choice. I'm impressed. You bound them all at once. But while you worry about them, my whip will feast on you.
And Super S moves in. Blizzard could be strong if she didn't rely on her lackeys. That's exactly what Saitama was saying a couple of volumes ago. But Super S starts to run towards Blizzard and tries to whip towards Blizzard. And she catches the whip while also tries to keep her turned crewmates at bay as well. Kind of like Jean Grey trying to hold up the X-Jet and also hold back the massive torrent of water from the dam that broke in X-Men in X2 X-Men United. Kind of like that sort of situation, but not to that massive degree. But she holds the whip, and then it shows that her power over the whip is waning as she's trying to hold on to her other crewmates at the same time. And then it shows the Blizzard Bunch moving as she tries to... It's hard for her to focus between two targets all at once. Well, multiple targets all at once. And then it shows Super S bringing her whip back as she says,
How long can you hold out? I'm gonna lash you to pieces!
As she whips Blizzard directly in the back. Strong enough to rip through her dress and kind of get some blood in the process. But also, that was the end of chapter 64. Let me do that. Let me make sure I keep track. That was the end. When Blizzard gets whipped in the back, that is the end of Punch 64. Onwards to Punch 65, Sisters. As it shows Blizzard's dress getting ripped completely in the back, and it shows her slowly coming under, like, the effects of the whip starting to affect her a little bit. Like, you see her skin color change, like an X-ray view, and then it shows Super S whipping her multiple times. And Blizzard is trying her best to hold on, and she falls to her knees as Super S goes,
She's feeling it.
And then it shows all the turned lackeys as they prepare to grab Blizzard. And then it goes... Then it comes to Super S as she says,
Fools! Wait! She's mine! Don't break her. My whip hit her, so now she must obey me. What shall I do with you? Usually I'd use you as a love slave, but they call you Blizzard, and if I remember correctly, you're one of the Heroes Association's psychic sisters. In other words, your little sister is the Class S Hero Terrible Tornado. Am I right? I can use you as bait to lure her out.
As Super S is smiling. Let me lower this, because you guys can hear me just fine, but you guys gotta see my safe so I'm not leaning in like this.
This is fun, so I'll let you live a bit. Good thing she's Class S, huh?
And then it shows Blizzard erupt with power as it starts to envelop both Blizzard and Super S feels it. And then it shows Blizzard opening her eyes and staring directly at Super S as she sends Super S flying into the air.
What?
And then she uses her whip to hold on to a telephone pole and tries to hold on as best she can.
She didn't fall under my control?
And she lands on top of the pole, and she thinks,
She has a strong will, and I hate that. I can't wait to see your heart crumble.
and then it shows Blizzard using her own power to launch herself up to where Super S is, and using every bit of her might, she repels Super S with extreme force.
A sudden attack? What's got you so hot?
And then it shows Super S staring wide-eyed at Blizzard as Blizzard goes,
Hellstorm!
as the entire area that Super S is in is enveloped in a massive torrent of psychic energy and wind, and she's caught up in the middle of it. Do not underestimate Blizzard. And then as it dissipates, it shows Super S with maximum cuts all over her body as she goes,
That hurt, you witch. I was going to use you as bait for your sister, but instead I'm going to kill you.
And then it cuts to Blizzard as she says,
Don't worry, big sister will come anyway.
and then all that happens, the next thing you know, the entire area is just enveloped in pressure. Super S feels it. The area that she's in and Blizzard is in feels it. Blizzard feels it. The whole area they're in is shaking. And Super S is wondering, why is everything shaking? And then Blizzard goes,
She was closer than I thought. She sensed the damage to me. And she's coming.
and the entire area is just shaking as if an earthquake is happening. What if Blizzard and Tornado have that Esper link where they can feel each other's telepathically? I believe that's the situation that's going on right now, because Tornado could sense what was being done to her sister, and now the entire area is shaking with her rage. As the entire city area that they're in is shaking. All the buildings are shaking. And then there's a massive explosion that happens in the background, way far behind where Super S is. An explosion? And the explosion starts to get closer and closer as things just keep getting ripped up from the ground as it makes its way closer to Super S.
Something is coming. Something terrible.
It's Tornado.
What? She's more dangerous than I thought. I should get out of here.
And then there's an explosion directly in front of Super S. And then something splatters in front of Super S.
Is that Super S? Help! The heroes have a monster! She suddenly showed up and destroyed us all!
And what's in front of Super S is the horribly mutilated remains of a monster that's already dying, telling Super S that something showed up, and it obliterated every single one of us. She showed up suddenly and destroyed us all. And Super S can only look up in complete shock. Blizzard can look up in complete shock as she goes, there she is, as the once populated cityscape is barren and destroyed as it shows what appears to be terrible Tornado floating in the air above everyone. And in her path are just destroyed buildings as she made her way there. She destroyed every single building in her way to get to her sister, and she's just floating in the air on her own. This is like All for One blowing back all those heroes when he was first officially introduced. And it was just a massive barren wasteland from the epicenter. She's just floating in the air above everyone. And Blizzard just goes,
Big sis, I still haven't lost.
and then it cuts to Tornado as she goes,
Just go home already. I'll clean up your mess.
and then it cuts to Super S as she goes,
This is an order. Slaves, throw away your lives and stop her.
and then it cuts to Blizzard looking at her going,
You idiot, you can't win. I'm just buying time to escape.
and then it shows Tornado. It shows Tornado grabbing every single one of the Blizzard bunch as Blizzard knows what her sister is capable of, and she goes,
Wait, sis, they're my comrades. They're just under her control. Don't attack them.
and she grabs them and just basically takes them and embeds them into nearby buildings. She just embeds them into buildings so they can't move at all. That's one way to take care of them.
I told you not to attack. I told you not to attack.
And then it cuts to Tornado going,
I merely immobilized them. So technically it wasn't an attack. No, I think that counts. And they aren't comrades, they're a hindrance. Are you still in that Class B club? It's a professional association. Huh. She escaped. I'd have handled this better. I don't have time for this. There are other monsters to fight, so tell your flunkies they should just run instead of getting in the way.
and then Tornado just floats away. And that is the end of Punch 65. Onwards to Punch 66, The Strong Ones. And before we go on, the bodies that Tornado put into the wall spell out a word in kanji. The bodies spell ashidematoi, a Japanese expression referring to someone who is a burden or hindrance and holds you back. So she literally spelled out that Blizzard was a hindrance using the body of her own Blizzard Bunch members. Punch 66, The Strong Ones. And then it cuts to a monster breaking out of the ground and someone says, "Ah! A monster! Yikes! Someone fight that thing! No way!" Threat level tiger, bullfight frog. And it cuts to the bullfrog going,
Wanna eat people? Wanna eat people?
and then it cuts to Snake in the background as he goes, "Stomp right there. Snake Bite Snack is here, and I won't let you hurt anyone." Woo! It's Snake Bite Snack! A Class A hero!
It's my first time seeing one.
He's Class A! Class A! Class A! Class A! Class A! Pardon me.
Here I come.
Back then, I shone so brightly. I believed in myself as a hero.
Oh, this is a flashback.
I believed in myself as a hero with the power to save people, and it filled my spirit. But eventually, reality reared its head, and I encountered a monster I could not defeat.
Meaning the Deep Sea King.
Then a Class S hero showed me up.
And it shows the Deep Sea King showed up, and then it shows him being showed up by Watchdog Man.
And even worse, I found out some regular people out there are stronger than me. Recently, a certain doubt had plagued me.
As it shows Snack fighting, apparently he's fighting Suryu.
Recently, a certain doubt has plagued me. Are pro heroes even necessary?
And he's fighting Suryu with his snake techniques, but nothing is working. And Suryu is just dodging him consistently.
If I didn't exist then, even if the Hero Association didn't exist, would someone else defeat the monsters?
And he's trying to clash with Suryu, but nothing he's doing is working. And he tries to use the same move he used against Benpats.
I don't want to deny my worth, so I have tried to avoid such insights.
I have tried to avoid such thoughts. Why did I think he said insights? What is wrong with me?
So I have tried to avoid such thoughts. but I'm having them again, and this man I now face.
As Suryu consistently dodges all of his moves, he says,
And this man I now face. He does not need my protection because he's so strong it's dismaying.
and then Suryu goes, "Are you done? Even Max's attacks were better. Why don't you counterattack?"
Why don't you counterattack? All you do is dodge. Are you mocking me?
"I'm gauging your ability as a much vaunted Class A hero. I'm surprised you and Max get paid so much. But you gotta follow orders and fight monsters, and I hate taking orders. But I do love money." And then Snake just goes,
Can I ask you a question? Why are you so strong? You have no sense of duty or responsibility and appear to lack all ambition.
"Huh? Why, you ask? I never thought about it. I used to just casually spar with my teacher or blow off training to hang out with girls. And now I don't even train. Does that answer your question?"
I detest you, so I'm gonna destroy you.
And then Suryu just goes, "Now, can I ask a question? Why is a wimp like you a hero? What's the point?" And this just stops Snake in his tracks.
Huh?
"There are so many monsters these days that you barely make a difference. Heroes or no heroes. Some people survive and some don't. Monsters or no monsters. Nature weeds out the weak."
So I just let people die?
"I didn't say that. Try to help if you want. Fight monsters all you like. You can put on a show of preserving the peace, but it changes nothing." And then it cuts to another stadium as a concert's going on, where it appears a My Mask is. They are performing a concert of some kind.
"Yeah! Look this way! A My Mask!"
Like all the girls are fawning over him. And then it cuts to something happening as someone screams out,
"Yeah! Something just barged in! Is that part of the show? Is it a monster?"
and then it cuts back to Suryu as he goes, "Even if many heroes died. Even if many heroes died." And then it cuts to the hospital. "Why is a monster in the hospital? Yeah! Director, you must evacuate!" "But I mustn't leave my patients. Help!" And this is the same hospital that Moomin Rider and Tank Top Master are in. "We've got to stop this. Everyone flee to the roof!" And then it cuts to Chiranko, who's still in his room, still immobilized.
Uh-oh.
Even if heroes died, we would still survive." And this is still Suryu speaking. And then it cuts to the prison. "This is a prison. What do you want? I'm boss left to fight monsters."
Prisoner isn't here.
It's like a giant cat-type creature.
Prisoner isn't here. Well, we have business with you anyway.
I might as well make him sound like a Khajiit, because that's how they sound.
Khajiit swears if you have the coin.
Then it cuts back to Snake as he goes,
Who would still survive?
and then it cuts to Suryu, Tornado, Garo, and Saitama as Suryu responds saying, "The strong ones." And then, before Snake can even say anything, he gets kicked instantly in the neck, the same thing that took down Lightning Max, except it's on the left side of Snake, where it was on the right side of Lightning. He gets kicked instantly. And then Suryu just says, "Like that." And then Snake just falls to the ground unconscious. Yet another one falls to Suryu's kicks. Suryu wins in one hit! He flattens Snake with a single kick! We've had multiple one-hit knockouts today. What does this mean? Suryu! Awesome! The crowd is going wild! And it shows Saitama on the toilet as he's going. The fans sound excited. And then as all the cheering is going on, we cut to this deep underground pit where this large monster with like finger-like appendages, arm-like appendages sticking out of its head with a single eye is there. And it shows it sitting in front of this big pit. And it doesn't say anything. And then something goes,
Report. Kyoto. are the monsters we sent forth, wreaking havoc.
And then Gyoro Gyoro, apparently what this creature is called, goes,
Yes, but the heroes have defeated some. Nonetheless, we remain dominant. The Hero Association is panicking.
and then whoever this big individual goes,
What is Gotetsu doing?
on the way to an event for fighters. He destroyed a hero called Demon Cyborg. So far, our victories include Demon Cyborg, Metal Bat, Metal Knight, and many other heroes. The Hero Association is weak now, yet our main force remains on standby, and we still have you. Victory is certain for the Monster Association. So, we get someone who answers to like a big guy, and Genos got cratered by this Goketsu individual. Metal Bat's been defeated and he's in intensive care. Metal Knight has had a giant chunk of himself, like his robot, destroyed. Because remember, it attached itself to Sentichorizo, or Sentichozo, or Sentichoro, and now it shows Metal Knight's metallic body up in chains someplace else as he's not saying anything. But it shows Gyoro Gyoro going, Yet our main force remains on standby, and we still have you. Victory is certain for the Monster Association. Monster King Orochi. And it shows this Monster King Orochi sitting on this, and he's massive, he's absolutely massive, sitting on this big throne as Metal Knight is in chains directly next to him. And that is the end of Punch 66. Onwards, I may need to work on a better voice for Monster King Orochi.
Because this deep voice for him, I don't know how long I can make it last. I want it to be the perfect voice for the Monster King.
But I want to do something better. So maybe the voice I was having for Gyoro Gyoro, maybe I'll flip it around, where I go,
Monster King Orochi.
And then Monster King Orochi could be, Monster King Orochi's voice could have the voice as he goes,
Are the monsters present we sent forth wreaking havoc?
I have to make it deep like that. That might be the voice I do for Monster King Orochi. That's the end of Punch 66, onwards to the last one, and then the bonus manga afterwards. Punch 67, Extraordinary. Electric shocks threw off Gatling's punching rhythm, and he's down. After a fierce fight, Boltane wins.
Phew, this much damage I can handle.
Then it cuts later in the fighting again. Dave's bleeding is all over. Is he all right? The crowd sounds worried. But Chose moves to the semifinals with an overwhelming victory.
Of course I do.
And then it cuts to Sourface as he goes,
Chiranko, I never expected to face you in a formal match. A sudden paranormal event caused Bakuzan to suddenly fly off the mat, but you will be that lucky next time. I'll show you true martial arts, so bring it on.
And then it shows the aftermath as Sourface got punched directly next to the hole that Bakuzan was punched into. As the announcer goes, Chiranko wins! Behold the final four! Expect the fighting to heat up! Who will reign victorious? And all we have left is Suiryu, Boltane, Chose, and Saitama as Chiranko. Then it cuts to Genos as he's in a crater that apparently Goketsu left him in. As he twitches,
He beat me. I can't move. I should request a recovery drone from Dr. Kusano. That monster was extraordinary. It was much stronger than the others.
and it shows a car getting thrown in the air.
Yoo-hoo! What a party! We can wreck this town all we want. I love it!
And then he gets grabbed from behind by someone.
Ah! Uh-oh, a horse! Just running free? I'm gonna eat it.
And it turns out that it's one of the pro heroes with a like a horse-like body underneath him. So he's basically like a cyborg centaur right now.
Threat level tiger, huh?
And he ripped off the head of the monster that was standing in the crowd that was throwing around all these cars.
That's 7 down. You're weak but numerous. Reports also indicated stronger monsters.
As it shows him shifting his body around so that he can have regular legs. So this is like mini nanotechnology.
But the Heroes Association lacks sufficient data.
And his legs that were once horse legs reconfigure back into regular legs, and then the remaining parts get turned in like a rectangular cylinder that he can have next to him. As he says,
"Let's talk. Tell me where you come from. I can't swat flies forever, so it's time to find their source."
The class as hero drive night.
What do we do? Gang up on him?
Perhaps I'll interrogate just one of you. Tactical transformation. Silver.
And then the pillar that he has next to him that were once his horse-like legs shift around and turn into basically a laser as one of the smaller monster goes,
"What are you?"
And it's not a laser, but it's a super thin, high-frequency blade that he slices the two tops of the heads of the monsters over this shorter monster.
Huh?
As Drive Knight sticks a blade in his face and goes, Now that you've seen that, I can't let you live. But I'll let you make a request. Is there a type of torture you'd like to experience? My tactical transformations can inflict all manner of pain. However, you may spare yourself discomfort by telling me everything you know.
And then it cuts to City Y, as someone says, "Stop, monster! Are you the monster that uses poison? You paralyze heroes and carry them off." And then it's the Medusa-type monster that's there.
Another low-level hero? Yes, I like fresh meat. A little poison and they last a couple of days.
I will defeat you, for I'm the bold hero Dogman! And Dogman immediately gets tossed backwards.
One snake bite makes even breathing difficult, so I'm surprised you can still move.
That's nothing. In perseverance, I lose to no one. With courage, I always get back up. Even with the most toxic poison, I will not fall until I beat you. Dog paddle punch! And Dogman is immediately grabbed by tons of snakes all over his body that bite into him. Is that all you've got? I'm still moving, so try more types!
I tried them all, even kinds that kill monsters in seconds. You must not be human or even alive.
And then it cuts to the fact that it's not even a real person, because it's Child Emperor with like a human-sized Dogman robot that he's controlling from behind a car.
"She figured it out, but I've analyzed the poison for creation of an anti-toxic serum against paralysis and self-destruct."
And then Dogman jumps up towards the Medusa monster as he goes,
"Goodbye, decoy Dogman number 22. And now, I'll send my data so the association can make a serum."
And he taps on his laptop, and then there's a boom sound as Dogman goes off in the off panel, and then something grabs the car that he's hiding behind, and it's the Medusa creature that has completely transformed as she goes,
"I found you. I sensed your body heat. You were controlling that robot." Some snakes have a heat-sensing organ. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. If only I had my backpack on. My gaze has scared you stiff. I think I'll eat you alive without using any poison.
And then the Medusa creature looks over in one direction as she goes,
"Something's coming. It's warm like a human, but surprisingly large."
And then the area explodes, and it's just a massive dude, and it's Pig God. Pig God, I forget that Pig God is just massive. He is so big.
"Child Emperor, I came to help."
"Pig God, why come through the wall?"
"I heard an explosion and took the shortest route. But now I'm tired and hungry."
"You're too sweaty and smelly to eat, so I'll just kill you,"
says the Medusa creature, and she bites completely into She bites all over Pig God's face and body. Just bites him all over with her snakes.
Oh no, her poison!
And Child Emperor goes to grab his backpack, but then he goes,
Huh?
and it shows Pig God is eating the giant Medusa creature. He already has half of her body in his mouth. Like half of her entire snake body in his mouth. He is just swallowing her whole.
Am I really seeing that? Is he eating her?
And Child Emperor literally has a brain freeze as he's watching Pig God eat this Medusa woman creature. Just whole, just swallowing her like a ginormous piece of spaghetti.
Ah! The poison! Pig God, I wouldn't do that if I were...
Nah, I feel better now. I can keep going, as he belches. And there are more monsters, so I'll go find them.
You're really okay?
Yeah, no problem. Exercise will help digestion. Besides, my stomach still has room.
No, I meant about the poison. Oh well.
And then it cuts to the remains of Dogman. And then it cuts to Watchdog. Then it cuts to Watchdog Man as he's sitting on some monsters. And then it cuts to the crowd who's around him going, Watchdog Man, you're so cool. There are lots of monsters, so I was worried. Thank you. I gotta snap a pic. He's City Q's guardian angel. But why are so many monsters appearing?
The news says they're in other towns too. City Q had a lot. You're awesome. Look this way.
There were 30, but he beat them all. People from other towns evacuate here instead of to the shelters because we have Watchdog Man. Now, mind you, when I said that Watchdog Man was sitting on a pile of monster corpses, he was sitting on a massive pile of 30 monsters that he just killed effortlessly. You couldn't even tell that the dude was in a fight. He's just sitting up there nonchalantly. He doesn't even have monster blood on him. He's just completely clean. He's not just a town mascot. Of course not. He's a Class S hero. He can sniff out monsters. He watches over the town from his pedestal. He's super reliable, like a real watchdog. And it shows Garo in the background. Apparently. No, it cuts back to a flashback when Garo was trying to make his way towards Watchdog Man. The sudden monster attacks postponed my fight against him. It looks like the Monsters Association was targeting him, too. But for a guy in an animal suit, he sure is a violent fighter. Because it shows Watchdog Man and the aftermath of his fights as he's fighting these monsters, and it shows him just basically butchering every single one of the monsters that tried to fight against him. He's absolutely wild, but his expression never changes. Maybe he's the real monster here. Oh well, now that I've seen him fight, he's powerful and fast, but that's all. He lacks technique and weapons. I've seen the way he moves, so I'll shut him down. I hate to interrupt this praise for you, but in front of everyone here, I'm gonna beat you down. And it shows Garo cracking his neck. And then it shows him launching at Watchdog Man. And that is the end of Punch 67. Onwards to the bonus manga, and then that'll be the end of today's One Punch Man reading for today. Bonus manga, King's Weekday Off. And then it cuts to someone on a laptop typing as they're saying, oh, this is someone inside of a restaurant with the waitress or waiter going, thank you for waiting, here's your french fries. Thank you. And it's someone typing on their laptop, and this is someone else keeping an eye on King, apparently, as this dude is smoking across from the booth of where King is in this restaurant, as he's thinking, is he typing an email or doing research? Well, it don't matter. It won't change the plan. People believe that the Class S Hero King is so strong that his very existence deters crime. Because of that, many criminals harbor ill will towards him. One of them is our client,
and the pay is astounding. We're a team of elite assassins who surround and strike our target, even if he's a professional hero.
So, King is not this dude that's watching King inside of this restaurant is not the only one. There's multiple of this same group of assassins that's in there with him.
We blocked the entrance, so now's our chance.
And then it cuts to King saying,
"It appears you all have gathered. Fools, no matter how many of you come, no matter how many times you try, the result will be the same."
And every single one of the assassins who are sitting there all start sweating. And then King stops and he's sipping on his drink and he's saying,
"My strength will teach you despair. You will cower before it."
And everyone is getting nervous.
Has he noticed us? That speech. Was he challenging us to a fight? But he appears to hesitate, unaware of our number of positions. He can't possibly guess we're all assassins, so it works to our advantage if he fears involving bystanders.
Then King looks up and gets up.
He's on the move! Is he taking the initiative? He isn't hesitating at all. No, he's boldly checking out each person here, trying to identify every possible threat. He turned his back. He's defenseless. I'll slit his throat from behind. Not coming out. Not coming out, huh? Not coming out, eh?
And then the guy gets nervous.
Was it a trap? Phew, I almost fell for it.
And then King goes up to the waitress at the stand and says,
"Excuse me, the melon soda won't come out."
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll refill it.
He sent her away to keep us safe. Now he's ready for us. King is ready to fight.
And then his heart starts beating, the King engine. And then another one says,
"Well, so are we. The others are too scared to act, but we'll create an opening. Killing King will make us notorious assassins."
Huh? And then it shows King directly in front of him.
How did he get so close? And that sound, it's the King engine. I'm so screwed.
I need to use the And then it cuts to King as he's thinking to himself. He's not even paying attention to this dude. Remember, this is King. He's not that. They give King way too much credit. But he's thinking,
I need to use the toilet, but this guy won't move. Is he a fan? If fans know I come here, I'll have to stop coming. I knew it. He's reaching for a memo pad. But if I autograph it, other customers will notice.
And he grabs the guy who's actually grabbing for a weapon. He grabs the guy's arm and says,
"Pretend you never saw me. I understand how you feel, but don't act on it. Keep it inside of you. This is my private time, so I'm not in the mood. Let me make this clear. My job is defeating monsters. I don't want to deal with you. Got it? One time, dozens of you surrounded me, and no matter how fast I act, there's no end to it. That's a warning, so neither of us has a bad experience."
And every single one of the assassins is listening to this conversation, and they all get nervous. And then King is thinking to himself,
maybe I was too harsh, on second thought.
And then all the assassins are thinking,
here he comes! Someday I'll retire, maybe in 5 or 20 years. If you still feel the same way, then come to this shop and I'll face you. He knows we want to kill him, but he's letting us go. He protects everyone from monsters, even us assassins. He's a true classist hero, and the strongest man on Earth. What an incredible man. He won without even fighting. Our target for assassination protected us. We should quit the biz.
And then it cuts to someone saying, "You're in my way. Move, dude." And it's Saitama. You love one punch bonuses? I love it too, because the anime doesn't expand on the special bonus mangas. But Saitama's there, and remember, the bouncer did not hear this conversation on the outside, so he has no idea what just happened on the inside. But Saitama's there at the same restaurant that King is at, and Saitama just goes, "You're in my way. Move, dude." And then the dude at the front says, "The restaurant's busy. Go eat somewhere else. I'm meeting someone inside." "Well, he ain't here." "That can't be. We promised to play video games." "You deaf baldy." Instead of this restaurant, why don't you go to the hospital? And he tries to punch in the direction of Saitama, and then it shows a guy, unconscious, being dragged away by Saitama with a massive knot on the top of his head. I'll move him myself. What was his problem anyway? Now, mind you, in this specific panel, it shows him dragging him away from the crater he pretty much put the guy in, because there's cracked concrete from the point of where he struck him. And then it cuts to all the assassins who are on the outside as they go, "Who are you?" "A hero. According to the hero registry, he's in Class B. Well, he ain't gonna catch us. He's nothing compared to King. Get him!" So King is here. And then it cuts to the sky, and then it cuts to Saitama inside of the restaurant with King as he goes, "What you doing?"
Writing my own video game script.
"You got as much free time as I do." You really are strong, King."
Even with the handicap, I
can't win." I'll practice, so let's play again next week."
I'll fight anytime.
The strong ones end, and in this panel it shows all of those remaining assassins that try to go up against King, all defeated by Saitama. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Volume 12 for One Punch Man. I'm getting closer and closer to catching up to where the end of Season 2 of One Punch Man ended, and thus I'll be entering into new territory for One Punch Man. New stuff. I cannot wait. But this has been my reading for One Punch Man. I don't want to keep you here any longer than I already have. All I can say at the end of the day is, well, firstly, I enjoy this. I enjoy doing these. When I do voices for these characters and then give you basically do this in an audiobook-like style, I absolutely love it. Every single Wednesday, every single Thursday, any other day that I do it, pretty much. I just want to say that I enjoy this. And now that I have so much free time on my hands, I can look forward to it every single time. But I'm done for today. Time to worry about what I'm going to eat for lunch. So all I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And am I ready for the new One Piece chapter? Oh, Kyrie, I am. Because I don't read chapters when they come out early on Fridays, I don't do those anymore. I haven't done those in years now. But the official chapters on Viz come out on Sunday, and Sunday is going to be great. Because if you haven't seen the recent post from Oda, he says that once we come back to One Piece, the final curtain of One Piece rises. We are going to be entering into the final stretch of One Piece, starting on Sunday. It's about to go down. I'm excited. But that's all I got for today. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, and maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples. Join me. Oh wait, I forgot to mention that I do Jujutsu Kaisen as well. Join me tomorrow as I do Jujutsu Kaisen as well. We're moving on as I'm starting to slowly catch up with the series. We're proceeding nicely. But yeah, later, peoples.